Again, on this composition, kind of still looking at it that way, keeping the drawing set up. Just going to take a look and trying to look at the length, the width, and the height of this piece. So generally just trying to lay this out and see how far I can build with that. So I have this foundation that's in the ground, and I'm going to keep it going low since I can estimating how deep this part is. So that's the base of it, and it fits pretty close with this sarcophagus that we're putting together. And I might make it a little narrower, maybe about 1.5. Doesn't have to match those lines, but there's the overall piece. So once I get it set up, still light enough, this can be the grass section, and it's going to escalate all the way to the top here. Inside here, it bevels itself up a little bit, and so I can follow this along. And I'm kind of drawing through it just like in the animation. Everything's parallel to this coming up. And here's this section here. So that gives me at least the base of it. And again, finding the center, or since it is equal measure, I just have to locate a little section here. And whichever angle, and like I said, I'm kind of roughly laying this in here. Don't have to have it too accurate yet. But coming all the way to the top here. And kind of finishing it off as it comes into the back to the front. So this part here. Now keep in mind, even though I ran off the page, it's still parallel to that piece, and that's where I can do the final section. So trying to curve this, whether I cross the diagonals or just look at the paper to try to get the curve that's going to fit into there. This is connecting across, and this gives the beveled edge right here. And that just curves around. So now I have most of it laid out. There's just a minor detail on the edge that has this arched piece coming all the way around it. And you can see how loose or how rough this is going to be. And then right as it gets down here, this is where it bevels down. So I just have to arch this part right here. This is coming out from the center. So I'm just arching this part. And you can see it's coming down this way. So as it gets to this lip, this is where I'm just going to extend it a little bit. And it'll be a little bit larger. I've left enough room for that. And there I have it. So there it is, kind of laid out. Now it's just a matter of going back and just sketching this in. And you can sketch it at the same time as I'm drawing it. I can take a look at this and say, well, maybe I want to make it a little bit wider, and just keep it proportional on either side of it, so it comes out the same. And there you go. So you have that laid out. Then it's just a matter of picking the definitive lines that are there, and at the same time I can try to shade this as I draw that section in there. So I'll take a opportunity to do that. Just position this so I can do it. Using the straight edge or paper, you can just do it freehand, but just kind of taking a look at it. It's going to start and stop here, and once I get to this is no more than just making these shapes. And since it is a stone that's been over time been weathered and aged, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be super straight. I can just go ahead and start building into that part. So go ahead and see if you can get that laid out, and I'll come back and show the progress on this sketch. But pick the one that's going to be best for your suitability. once you get it laid out, just start to build the shading to emphasize your sketch. Whichever one you chose. Remember, keep a look at the texture that you have. Let that play a part of the design in your drawing. And depending on the lettering that you put on there, you can place that listed into that.